Get away from her, you bitch!
Dang, you hear that? I wanna pick one of those movies. I know it's not my turn, but God.
Was that a new? That was different than the last one, right?
It was different from the last one. I made that like 2 months ago, probably.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, I love that ending where Ripley goes like, get away from her, you bitch.
I prefer Aliens, but I do like Alien. So
Get him out of here. Oh man,
that's one of those rare cases where the sequel is better than the original, in my opinion.
It's like Terminator 2. Terminator 2 for me is better.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I respect Terminator, but Terminator 2, if you were to put that, in front of Terminator, I'd be like, I'm watching Terminator 2 today.
Yeah.
But Eddie, man, like I told you backstage, my headset broke, so I'm wearing this. I feel like this is a boomer style. I kind of like this. It makes me feel old,
Boomer style with the plugged in, not even the AirPods. He's got the plugged in headset.
Yeah, because the AirPods, everyone keeps telling me I sound really far, so I don't know what's up with my AirPods. I'm gonna have to buy new ones. But
Dang, you got the old ones, the ones or whatever. The pods, not the pros. You got the pros.
I got the pros, but this thing, it looks good. It's like everything's connected and everything, but it's just like when I put the microphone on, no one can hear me. It sounds like really, really far.
Oh.
I reset it and I freaking can't fix it. And I don't want to buy another one.
Wow.
But anyways, how's your day going?
Good. Good. I don't got no complaints. We got today off for President's Day. I haven't done much with the day off. I've just been lounging about the house. But yeah, just hanging out. Oh, I did a stream earlier.
Oh, you
Hot
did?
Toys stream, yeah.
Oh,
on Mondays,
yeah.
I usually do the Hope Show. Yeah, and
I
I
like
mentioned this on there. So.
Oh, you did? Every Monday I look forward to seeing that. And he's gonna hit at the show tonight, but he never does.
I always forget.
I know
I always forget.
I don't mind. I'm horrible at that stuff too. Like,
I think it's because we just started doing this regularly on Mondays, so I'm not used to like, in my head I go, okay, Tuesday CW, Friday LWO, and then Sunday is Ben's show. But I'm starting to remember, like, so I mentioned it today.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks, man. Like, that's one thing that's so funny because, like, when people go, like, so you have anything to promote? And I was like, nah, man, I'm just here to have a good time. Like, I don't want to, like, It's true, though. Like, I don't
like to promote my own stuff. Like, I don't like to be like, go check out my channel for anything.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Whatever I'm doing for streams, I guess.
Yeah. I think everyone already knows anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I don't really mind. But it's, I don't know why. When I see you on, like, some streams, I'm always like, promote this shit.
We should, though. I do want to promote it because I want more people to, like, we have our good amount of people that tune in every week and chime in the chat, but, like, I want more people to pop in.
I want people to join in. That's what I want people to do. Like,
people are scared, man. You gotta have the face covered up,
I hear you. But yeah, man. Today, what did I do today? I returned that microphone. Luckily, the warranty people worked with me. They were like, it's a known issue, so they'll fix it. Oh yeah, then I ordered a mic. It broke on me on Friday. I ordered a mic. Amazon delivered 2 days. I got the ones where you clip onto your.
Did you like look it up and pick a certain one, or you just ordered one on Amazon?
I just ordered one. It was like $15.
Damn, I thought you were like a tech guy. I thought you got like the best of everything.
Get him out of here.
I thought, like, I was expecting, the ones that everybody has on, like, all the vloggers have that square one with the little
Rode
fuzzy. Yeah,
like something like this.
Yeah, exactly.
This cable is not long enough, and if you know about microphone cables, there's a special type. I know about IT stuff, but it's just freaking. I didn't want to waste the money on like something that's already going to come back to me in a couple.
Yeah. Just for right now.
So before we get to this, there's gonna be spoilers ahead. We're just shooting the shit right now.
Yeah.
So, but the funny thing is, like, it arrived, so I was just gonna wear that tonight, just clip it on, and it arrived. I clipped it on, and it broke off, and I was like, "What kind of is this?"
See what happens? You didn't do the research, man.
I returned that thing. It had 4,000 reviews, like 4 stars, and I was like, "That's pretty good. That's pretty good."
Wow.
But then I went for a hike. It was like 5 miles, and
Jesus.
it was
5 miles?
Hey, guess what? I lost 13 pounds in the last
What
2 months.
the hell?
Yeah. You know what my new favorite exercise is actually? Like deadlifts.
Wow.
I've been loving. I've always hated it because it hurts my back, my lower back. But I guess I never had good form, so I started doing it like correctly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
deadlifts can. It's hard to get the right form down on a deadlift sometimes. Even when I do them, sometimes I feel like I don't have it down the right way. You know?
Yeah. So when I got that whole lift going, like I felt it on my ass, and you know what?
Wow.
You know what I love right now? I have this friend. She like rides bikes everywhere. Her calves are like
Huge. Wow.
her calves are
damn.
like freaking. I was like, damn.
I want to rub those calves up.
So I was telling her about it. She was like, but supposedly if you those calves help you with everything or blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
So I've been working out my legs, and my arms don't get big, but my legs, oh my god, they're starting to get to that,
Wow.
yeah. So
I've never had good calves. I don't know who said this, but I've heard it before. Like, you either have big forearms or you have big calves. I've never had big calves, but some people have asked me, like, what do you do for forearms? I'm like, I don't do anything. I just have big forearms. But yeah, I've never had big calves. So
I was born with it, basically.
wow.
No, but like my arms never like get big or anything. But my legs, ever since I'm starting to get veins. I hate veins, and I'm starting to get veins on my legs. It's like, what?
Dang.
Yeah.
I will never have a vein on my leg.
It looks crap.
It will
Gross.
never exist.
All right, you guys. So we're gonna get into the review now. Legend, 1985, with Tom Cruise, and freaking spoilers. I freaking actually really like this movie, man. I wanted to see exactly your thoughts on this baby. So Legend, 1985, pretty PG. PG. It was. I was a little bit scared, or I was a little bit bothered by some scenes. I was like, "Damn, man, this guy's like murdering the shit out of this guy."
Yeah.
An hour.
PG is crazy.
I know, right?
PG-13.
Yeah. So I was really surprised about that rating. So it says a young man must stop the Lord of Darkness from destroying daylight and marrying the woman he loves. Really, directed by Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott. Let's see what he made. I think he did make Aliens, right?
Yeah, Aliens. I think he did up to 3.
He did. I hope he doesn't do freaking Gladiator.
And then he did the Prometheus. Oh, I love The Martian, dude. That's one of my favorite movies. Thelma and Louise, good one. Gladiator.
Oh, Thelma and Louise is good. Yeah. Napoleon. I haven't seen that yet.
I never finished Blade Runner.
I
didn't know he did Napoleon.
Yeah, that's the one on Netflix. I haven't seen that one yet.
I gotta check that out then.
So yeah, so he's a really well-known director. I think this was probably one of his first movies, 1985. So honestly, like I can never pronounce this word correctly. Cinematography is pretty amazing, man. Like the way they capture the scenes, and there's like so much going on at the same time. I was really blown away with what was going on. But
a lot of like how we were talking about with Labyrinth, like a lot of I forgot the word last time. The actual props, like a lot of the real props. It's not all just CGI. There's a lot of real props and real sets and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's funny. King Banana says, "Damn, I thought I came across a workout
Yeah.
ball." Mitchell Lawrence, man, this guy's on the chat. If you guys want to late night or Mitchell or King Banana, if you guys want to join in, just let me know. But yeah, this movie stars Tom Cruise, Mila Sara. I don't remember her from any movies.
She's Ferris Bueller.
Oh yeah, that's right. I recognize those eyes, but I couldn't put it together.
Yeah, that's the only other thing I know her from.
Oh, you piece of shit. Oh, is she from The Breakfast Club? Oh, Time Cop.
No.
I love Time Cop. Have you seen that?
She's in Birds of Prey? I've never seen Time Cop, no.
Oh, that's Van Damme, baby. The Witches of Oz. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I've never seen any of these.
Yeah. Well, she was. I didn't like her so much in this movie.
Wow. She's hot.
She's hot.
I think she does what her character is meant to do, which is look pretty and like look innocent and, you know.
She's supposed to be the princess, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other characters, Alice Payton, Billy Party, and I guess
Dude, that guy David Bennett, I swore my entire life that was Frankie Muniz
wow.
as a little like
yeah,
elf
the elf guy
thing, yeah, whatever he is, like, yeah, that he looks a lot like Frankie Muniz is at this character, like when he was young, I guess. Yeah, he scared me like once in the scene.
Yeah,
there was a couple times he was kind of creepy. This movie borders on like really like fantasy, but also at the same time like a little creepy, you know.
Yeah, it looks like that PG rating kind of put me off guard for a little bit, because so we're gonna get into the movie now. It starts off with the freaking starts off in hell, man. I feel like
creepy,
right?
And this dude is creepy as hell too.
Yeah,
this goblin dude.
He's a goblin guy, and like so, it just follows him. It pans to him and follows him, and he's walking up towards this. I love the whole suit, the whole costume.
Yeah, dude. He's the coolest part, I think.
He is the coolest part, but like, man, someone in the comments said, and like I put this on the Casual Nerd Problems group. Someone said like he only has like 15 minutes of screenplay.
Yeah, when you think about it, yeah, he's get a little bit in the beginning and then a lot more towards the end, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he played it beautiful, man. The way he moved around, the way he charged, the way he was like, his mouth just tells, just.
He has a very scary voice.
Oh,
like, I don't know if that was all like if they did anything in editing or whatever to make it like project like that even more, but that was like a deep, scary. Like he had a perfect voice for like a devil kind of a character. Tim Curry.
The reason why it's blue like this is how the movie starts. Like I thought he was like he just seemed bored on the throne. He was like, I don't know what else to do with my life.
I don't remember this like him looking like that with the glowing eyes. I don't remember that at all.
I've never seen this movie until today. I thought I did, but I never did.
This is one of those ones I feel like a lot of people miss this.
Mm-hmm. Pan's Labyrinth and all the other movies I've seen, Never Ending Story, but not this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it starts off with like, to me, he looked like he was bored. Like he was sitting on his throne. He's like, I don't know what else to do with my life. Like there's people being tortured all around me. There's like everything I want food wise, like people at my disposal, but I'm pretty bored on my throne. So yeah, and this guy is up there saying like, what do you want me to do for you? If anything I could do for you, I'll do for you. Basically like a slave or whatever.
Yeah.
And,
they're all like his minions. So there's like three of them, I think.
Yeah. And then like it pans out from here to following this girl because she's like considered a princess or whatever.
I don't know. They don't really go into her backstory. She's like, yeah, she is a princess because I think the other lady mentions it at one point. Like, you're a princess, you shouldn't be hanging out with the common people or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't really like go into any of it.
Which is, I kind of like too. It's like, that's maybe there's a prequel out there somewhere, or maybe there's like
a story.
If there's a book on this thing
based on. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't read any of that, so.
Yeah. So it follows her. This is like the setting I love though. It's a ton of green, a ton of like everything's blossoming. Like Ridley Scott put a ton on the whole
practical effects. That's what I was fucking thinking. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of practical effects, like with the scenes and the props and everything. Yeah.
Yep. So, And then like this guy comes from hell and follows her with his goons, and I thought these guys look great too, man. The practical effects or the
Yeah.
prosthetics and everything, they look cool.
The pig dude was scary too.
I know, man. But yeah, it goes from there, and then this is where you get to meet Tom Cruise. And I was like, man, Tom Cruise is skinny, small, and very, very, very young.
I read like a comment because I was looking up stuff about it, and I read someone comment that like Tom Cruise had chicken legs, and they kept showing his chicken legs the whole time. I was like, yeah, he was real skinny in this. He's supposed to be like I guess the best way to put it is like a Tarzan kind of character. I guess like a human that was raised in the woods, but with like elves and fairies and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty cool how they showed him off. He makes a little sweet loving to this girl, you know.
Does he?
Yeah, because it pans to him and goes like, "Hey, it's finally great to see you." He lays her down, and then it gives you that whole.
I was under the assumption she was a virgin. I don't know why. Like just because of the whole light and darkness and innocence and stuff. Okay. I missed that, I guess.
You have too much goodness in your heart.
Oh, wow.
Nah,
you know what I like a lot? And I can't remember what other movie I know this from. It's probably from like Neverending Story or so. I like when they keep panning to the sky with all the dark clouds and like when the sky changes colors. Like those old 80s movies with the practical effects, they do that a lot. And I don't know why I like that so much, but I like that a lot. They did that a lot.
With the whole like what's it called? Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But so then like he's like makes sweet loving to her, so you know I'm gonna show you the unicorn. He's like, oh, not that unicorn.
Wow.
So like I guess he knows where they're located, right? Like only he knows.
Yeah, because he was raised by. I think that's why she's fascinated with him, because like she's a human and he's raised with the magical creatures, so like he knows about these unicorns that normally only the magic creatures know about. No humans know about them. Mm-hmm. But he knows about them, so he's like, I'm gonna show them to her because he loves her. He thinks she'll like him. So yeah,
it's like what all men go through. Anyways,
dude,
yeah, right.
Mention that because I was pretty annoyed when she met the unicorn. Like the first thing she wanted to do was go and touch it, bro. And I was like, God, he showed you this shit out of like trust and everything. And you're gonna go and mess it up, huh?
All right, calm down.
Wow.
So this is the first glimpse that you get. Like this is like a whole different. Well, I don't want to say a whole different world because we already see Satan or the darkness already. But it's pretty cool to see unicorns. Like you don't get to see. I know unicorns are known, but you don't get to see them very often in movies and stuff. But in this movie, you see two of them, and yeah, like you said, she's like at all. She's freaking like going like, hell yeah! I get to see these unicorns, and I'm gonna go touch it. And freaking Tom Cruise does nothing. He's a simp.
Yeah, at first he's like watching her like to see what's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. But in fairness, they didn't know. I mean, I guess nothing would have came of it. They didn't know that those guys were following them, the minions.
Yeah.
So they didn't know anything bad was good. Cause she goes over there and the unicorn like notices her innocence, so it like lets her pet it or whatever, and then that's when these guys take their opportunity and he shoots it with like a poison dart.
Yep.
And then everything goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
That's when Tom Cruise starts rethinking his life. Like, did I pick the right one?
Yeah. Literally, you're right though, because he goes like, this is something we know as people that we don't do. Like these are supposed to be like a symbol of goodness and the lights for our world, and you just ruined it. It's supposed to be. Not supposed to be done.
Yeah.
And then you get a beautiful scene, like freaking the unicorn gets poisoned, and man, I'm telling you, like the way Ridley Scott like did every scene, it's just like he overdid it, but it was worth it, I think.
And the music the whole time is really good too. Mm-hmm. I didn't see who did the music for it, but it was really good.
Yeah. So yeah, then like the one of the unicorns is poisoned, and I love the scene, man. There's like a lot of snow, a lot not a lot of flowers, a lot of things going on. I mean, you could barely see
It's
the
like
snow
you
there.
see all the seasons change in one clip because of like, I guess after they poison the unicorn and chop off his horn, like it goes immediately from spring to winter because I guess winter is like the darkness because the whole movie is like light and dark. It plays off light and dark. So
Good and evil.
when he cuts the horn off and like this, you lose the light from the unicorn. Then everything goes into like winter and snow and everything, which is really cool.
Yeah, I like that whole like it doesn't tell you all about it; it just happens throughout the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
Then yeah, you get him like one of the goblins like is gonna. Oh no, he cuts the unicorn's horn off, and then just claims that as his own, and it's kind of weird. Like you would think they would take it straight back to the darkness, but they go back.
Yeah, they kind of play around for a little while, and they go to one of the towns, I guess, or this is the house that she was in earlier with the native people. I guess I don't know how to describe them. The people in that village, I guess, and they're frozen because the girl goes there a little bit before them, and I guess when that kind of like I never noticed that as a kid, but I was like, how come they froze but not her? And like that was a little weird to me, but anyway. She goes and she sees the lady she was talking to earlier is frozen in the new, because the world is like ice now or whatever, and then they kind of, I don't know if they follow her there, but they go there too.
Yeah, basically so they say time is frozen now, like it's people, something like that.
Yeah.
So I still don't understand why the princess or Tom Cruise or any of the other characters didn't freeze, but
especially because during this whole time Tom Cruise was underwater. Because she like chucked the ring. She said like, whoever's gonna marry me will like retrieve this ring, and she chucks it into the bottom of the lake, and he goes in to find it, and like while that whole thing is happening, the lake freezes while he's underneath there trying to find the ring. And
there's like a lot of symbolism in this movie. Like I took that ring as marriage.
Also, the ring was light and dark. Like I didn't notice that as a kid. Like half and half. Like and the ring is marriage. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But they're like good is light, bad is dark. So it's just a lot of symbolism throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
And this is where you get to see of Malcolm in the Middle. You said, I think.
Yeah, Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah. He looks like him, man. Like a lot like him.
Like his uncle. It must be his uncle, man, because he does look like him.
Dang. Yeah, it's crazy. But so when he meets him right here, like the guy knows him, but he tells him like, I let her touch the unicorn or whatever, and then he goes like no or whatever, and I was like, geez, he's kind of got creepy right there when he started screaming like that. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, I was definitely a little bit freaked out by this. Like this guy's coming out in no clothes while it's snowing. It's freaking like big ass ears, and I thought he was gonna be like half. What is that creature? Half goat?
Yeah, like a fawn?
Yeah, like a fawn, yeah.
Like from, it has a little bit of Narnia vibes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny that you mentioned the fawn because the other dude, the dude that has the helmet on that's part of the minions, the bad guys, he's from Narnia. He's from the movie this guy. The actor that plays him is like the Wicked Witch's like little minion guy.
Oh, I didn't know that. I wouldn't guess
that. That steers the stagecoach or whatever, her sled or whatever.
And this scene also, like he tells him, you did something evil, like you were not supposed to touch them or even like bring people to them, and you let her touch her. And Tom Cruise, Jack goes like, I did it out of love. And this is where I was like, okay, then like the fawn goes like, oh, that's okay then. Like if you did it out of love,
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
He's like, these things represent everything good in the world. And he's like, yeah, but I did it for love. And he's like, well, that's a different story then.
Let's have a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, they get together, and then you come to find out like the one that's dying is the male unicorn, and like I again, man, really Scott over the top of like the scene, like a ton of fake ass snow, the big ass unicorn, like there's a lot going on here.
The snow looked good too. Like I like how sparkly it was, and then when the snow fell on them, it made their skin look sparkly. It was cool.
Yeah, but man, the scenes, like everything, freaking kicked in for me. I was like, wow, this looks really good, and it does look like it's freaking like a blizzard out there too, man. It was really really cool. But this is where I wanted to ask you. Does Jack? He knows how to speak to animals. He knows how to speak to nature, but does he? Like, I think he was having like a connection with the unicorn, right? Like he was hearing telepathically, like what was saying.
I don't know. He does have a more of a connection because I think it's more of like that symbolism in all movies where it was like it looks like the world used to be more like magical and now it's going more towards like there's more humans, they're ruining the world or kind of, and so like he's just connected more because he was raised by the fairy tale creatures and in the woods or in the forest or whatever. Like he just understands them more than normal humans would.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I could see it like that. So yeah, they're like, hey, we need to go get the horn back for the unicorn and get it back fast before like evil takes over or the darkness takes over. Like we're already seeing like a little bit of it. Like it's snowing when it's not supposed to be snowing. It's supposed to be beautiful, like sunny. But we have to go back. And like as they're going back, Jack gets his swag on. He's like he's gonna go get his AKs and he's gonna go get his bullets. I love this armor, man. Like
yeah, it's cool, dude.
It's very like it's not overdone, but it looks like something dropped down from like the kingdom of heaven or kingdom of like whatever, right? It looks like an angel would wear this.
Yeah,
I loved it. I loved it a lot. So he gets his gear, and this is where you get to meet this fairy. What do you think of this?
Una, I think.
Una. Yep.
It gives me like Hook vibes.
Yeah,
like she's like Tinkerbell, right? And then like she's a lot like Tinkerbell in Hook, where she was able to grow one time, or I don't remember how it worked in Hook, if it was her wish or whatever. But she grows full size, and she's in love with Jack, and so it's kind of like that same kind of scenario.
There's a lot. Yeah, sorry.
She's the only one. Like he's the only one that knows that she can get big like that. Like no one else. It's her secret. So she says like keep it a secret.
I get a lot of movie vibes from like Lord of the Rings, Peter Pan, a lot of other movies.
Never Ending Story.
A little bit. Yeah.
I get a lot of like the creatures seem similar to me, and the tone, and also like the darkness, because like Never Ending Story is the same thing. Like the darkness is taking over, so it's like I get a lot of that too.
Really, Scott, man. So then you go over, and these guys are. I thought the scene was weird. So like, they're still playing around. They have the unicorn's horn.
This is funny, dude, because the guy is like, he realizes the horn has all this power in it, so he's like waving it around and like doing this and that. Like he's like, I'm the big bad now.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't need anything anymore. Like he's in his head, he's thinking like, I don't even need to be this guy's minion or whatever. Like,
darkness, yeah.
I'm powerful now. And then then he shows up and he like, when he chucks it, he's like, oh.
I was
that was funny. Yeah, he's like, I was just about to bring you the horn. I laughed out loud when that happened, dude. And then the other guy, the guy that I said was in Narnia, the dude with the helmet, he's like, he picks it up and he's like, now that I have the horn, I don't need to follow you, the darkness. And he like tries to point it at him and take him on or whatever. That was funny too, because then he like the darkness like powers up the zombie like army guy there, and he like picks him up and drops him down a hole or something.
Yeah.
But that whole scene I thought was really funny.
That's the thing about this movie, man. Like it like centers off course in a way, but then it gets back on track by, there's this darkness guy. He like takes over. He looks like the Witch King from Lord of the Rings here.
Yeah, he's like, I don't even know if you see his face. He's just kind of covered up. So he reminded me of like, do you ever see The Village?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know those creatures in the village, how they were like humped
And
and
that
they had like
Shenlong?
all the cloth over them and everything, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he can't come onto the Earth, like on land, because the sun is still out. So he's kind of worried, like
Oh, that makes sense. I
yes.
never even put that together.
So he has to wear this, or he has to come into this form. Yeah. So the darkness says, like, get back on track and bring me this horn. You know, bring it back to me already. And then it pans out to. Now this is where I didn't like her so much here. She's like, well, I don't know what's going on. Like, it's not my fault. You know, I didn't know.
She's like, I'm gonna make this right, but in my head, I was thinking like, what are you gonna do? Like, you know, what can you even do? So.
Yeah, and then this guy, the guy that blocked like 50 arrows. And
The dwarves.
One of
That's
the
what
dwarves.
reminds me of Lord of the Rings. These guys remind me of dwarves. They're funny. They kind of remind. It kind of had a. You seen the old Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
one
yeah.
that nobody likes.
Yeah,
They kind of remind me of that little dude that was on there.
yeah, I forget his name.
But they were funny. And then like right here in this scene, like he gets shot with an arrow in the head. And he's like, I'm dying, I'm dead now. And that's when they end up, like, the minions take the girl because she was with him, I guess, or they saw her. Like, I don't think she was with him, but they saw that she was with the unicorns or whatever, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So he saw her, and that's when the minions, the bad guys, attacked, and they he gets shot in the head with an arrow, and he's like, I'm dead now. And it's like the whole time the arrow just hit his hat with his wine underneath the hat, which was another good scene when they're doing like a cheers with all the wine. I forgot why they're cheersing. Is it because he says he loves the girl?
Yeah, because he loves this girl and they're doing.
I was like, you just ruined the world, but you guys are about to do a shot.
Yeah,
You're like, yeah, he's in love. Typical guys, and they have like these tiny little thimble
his fingers. Yeah, I love
glasses, and he's like, we're gonna have a shot of elderberry wine. Is the best wine in the world or whatever. And the guy's like, hey, I don't have much of this left. And they're doing a little shot. That was funny, dude.
That was funny. But yeah, this guy, it looks like he has an arrow through his head, but it hits the drink he's holding in his, you know, the one you were talking about. It hits him there. But yeah. So these guys are cowards, I would say, but they are brave when needed. If that makes sense. Because
yeah, it's kind of like Hoggle from Labyrinth. Like they're cowards, but then like they end up stepping up later.
Because he's defending the princess at the same time. He's like blocking off all the arrows for her. Like, you know, he's doing a funny motion where he's like, you know, you gotta shoot my ass. You can't shoot my ass. You can't shoot me.
Yeah, he's all cocky about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OG fan says, this was made before all the movies Eddie's referencing. Now you have to say, that reminds me of Budget. Oh, that's so true.
I don't want to be that guy, but Neverending Story came out a year before this movie. Just so you know.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Neverending Story is 1984, bro.
I'm sorry, OG fan.
I looked it up just because I thought someone might ask. So yeah.
I'm sorry, OG fan. That's
I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure, bro.
And this is where he looks like more Malcolm in the Middle, more and more, because you get to see his whole body and he's walking. His voice was creeping me out too, man. I was like, this guy sounds really creepy.
Yeah, he was weird. Watching he scared me more as a kid. Watching as an adult, it didn't scare me as much, but I remember being scared as a kid about him.
Yeah. And again, it's like
He's cold as shit. They're both like, yeah, look, there's Tom Cruise chicken legs. He's still got good calves though. You can see that's a good calf.
Well,
but anyway, yeah, they're cold as shit right here.
But yeah, so they're like going to go. They get together and they're gonna be like, we're gonna go search for her. And this scene was kind of crazy too because they go through some swamp ass lands and this lady comes out of nowhere. I thought this was cool, man. I feel like they could make
She was really cool. She was really creepy. This swamp lady that's like she's gonna eat them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think the little guy even said like, "You're not really gonna eat us, are you?" And she's like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna eat you."
Yeah, and even Tom Cruise goes like, "Are you gonna eat me, lady?" And he goes,
yeah,
you're a fat one, so I gotta eat you last or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. But I really like the scene, man. You get to see the prosthetics. You get to
Dude.
see it. Look like I watched it in my OLED, and it looked really good. I thought.
We gotta have Pete or Pete. Why the fuck did I say Pete? We gotta have Steve talk to PCS about Making the Darkness, dude. You know, Steve knows all the guys back. You know, all the guys behind the scenes. If Steve can get it done for us, so Steve, you gotta.
I got his autograph in my book, Ant Adams. Yeah, we're like this, you know. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him.
All right.
But again, man, yeah, like we said in the beginning, the prosthetics, or what you call it again, the
Practical effects.
Practical effects are superb in this movie. Yeah, and like the sceneries too, like or the scenes they create with like this stuff. It looks like it came out of a comic book or one of those old school books. Like this looks great, man. This looks like a painting. It could be a painting, you know?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. But they get trapped. They fall into a hole and they get trapped. And this is where it got barbaric for me. Like you see these torture guys just ripping up, like boiling people's skin or like, you know, killing these people and just. This is like a torture like little area, and I was like, this is pretty crazy.
The dungeon or whatever, with like, what do they call the guys that like they remind me of the dude from Star Wars, that the Rancor Keeper.
Yep,
like, they look just like that dude, like a big fat guy with like the mask on or whatever, the hood on. Executioners,
yeah. Again, man, I think this whole world was set up really nice, man. Like it was. Glass Show says the witch is Meg
Mucklebones. Yeah.
Great creature design. Who's that? You know?
That's the lady in the swamp.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
I do remember Mucklebones, but I don't remember. I think she might have said it. I don't remember. But yeah. Well,
this is where you find out that guy you were mentioning with the helmet and everything. He is a dwarf. He's one of them.
He's like one of them. So then that is right. Like he was undercover or whatever. Like, is that why he got the horn and like was gonna try and take down the darkness? Like he was undercover the whole time.
That's where like I was. So this is a question I wanted to ask you and the chat. Like, are elves or dwarves turning into goblins? Because like look at this, he's starting to like.
Well, the way it worked in Lord of the Rings, the elves turned into the goblins and stuff, or the
orcs.
Yeah. So it does look like that, huh? Because one of his hand is like all like ugly creature hand, and then the other hand is like a normal.
Yeah, and he covers his hand like.
Wow, I didn't even.
Yeah.
I didn't even put that together. Look, you were thinking. Did you get high before you watched this? And you
I wish.
No, hell.
But yeah, so it's funny because that's what I was gonna ask you, or like everyone in the chat. Like, are these guys like in this world? Are all the goblins dwarves and the dwarves humans? And from the do these people just mutate to through these things, or I don't know.
I guess so. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's a good bet because that is how it works in other lore. So yeah, probably. Like maybe his intention was to like go undercover or whatever, and like then he started turning into one the more he was down there.
Glass Joe says they accidentally burned down the movie set a few weeks before completion. It was a Star Wars studio building. Wow.
That's cool. That's what I was like. I want to start looking up more stuff like that when we do these. Like, because I liked it when I mentioned the juggler from Labyrinth and stuff. So like, I'm gonna start looking up more stuff like that and reading more on it when we talk about it.
Mitchell says, not in this world. It's basically like two different sides of the same coin.
That's kind of what the whole movie is about, right? Like,
yeah, in a sort of way. So yeah, this guy is like, you guys need to get out of here. This is where they torture people, and you guys need to get out of here ASAP. And this is where you get to see the executioner. And I love like they got a big, humongous guy with like a crazy helmet, and just grabs him. Like he's like, I don't know how this movie is a PG movie, man, but like,
he's screaming. I was like, I don't remember that dude dying. because he like grabs him and he's taking him away to like boil him or whatever, I guess. But
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't remember that.
So yeah, they go in there, and then like this is where the fairy, what's her name?
Una.
Unan, yeah, Una.
Una noodles.
Yeah, I guess I'll say that for that. Excuse Rachel, but yeah.
Jeez.
But like she goes like, I will help you guys only if Tom Cruise gives me a kiss or whatever. And then she uses her powers or her fairy dust and turns into that princess. And I feel like if she could have done that, she could have helped him out a long time ago.
Like getting bigger or changing, shape shifting, or whatever.
Yeah.
She mentioned earlier that she could do that. Like when she got bigger, she said like, I can take the image of anything you want or anything you love or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, she did. So yeah, she helps them, and that's where you see Malcolm in the middle take charge. And I think every character did, like the main character is Tom Cruise, right? Supposedly, I think.
Yeah.
And like all these characters are very important to the whole movie, I think.
Yeah, they're all really cool characters.
I grabbed the screenshot because this is where you find out the darkness has a father, and he's asking his father for help. He doesn't know what to do with this girl. Like he doesn't know why. He thinks she has power over him, and he wants to see what he could do to either, marry her or get with her or whatever. And then Jack said, "Who the fuck is Tom Cruise?"
Yeah.
Glamour spell. Ooh, her. But what'd you think of this scene, man? Like you find out that the darkness has a father or whatever.
That was another thing that I didn't remember. Like, and I don't even know who would it be. Is his father the darkness, or is his father like the devil, or what?
I think in this movie he is the devil, and the darkness, the demon thing is like that. Just the devil's son trying to like I don't know, man. It's
Take over the world.
Yeah, because we'll get to it, like the end scene where they go into space and something. It kind of leads off to something else.
Or is he talking to the fire? Is the fire like his father or whatever? Or was he? Because they kept showing this, but this is like a chair, right?
Yeah, it was like a chair looking at the fire, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't understand if it was talking to the chair or the voice coming from the chair or from the fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where you find out the darkness has a father. He's asking for help. And then like the princess or whatever is just like walking around trying to find out where she's at. And again, this is where really Scott does extremely well, is like the places of location are like built up. Like even though this is probably like a 5-second scene, like there's a lot of freaking detail in this thing. It's like from the columns being so big to a ton of detail in the columns. But yeah, this is where you find like the princess walking off and just going like, where the hell am I? And then she gets treated like a princess, and like she's like, oh dang, look at all this jewelry.
This is his way to like tempt her, I guess.
Yeah, I guess he's trying to make her fall in love with him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Mitchell Lawrence says his father is like the devil, or you can say the void.
Yeah, like that's what I was thinking, like just the void.
The void, yeah. And this freaking creeped me out, man. Like
This
you see
is pretty cool.
You see a statue in one of these scenes, and then the statue becomes alive, and it's not CGI. It's get your word.
Animatronics.
Yeah.
You said that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
You reminded me of a movie right now. I don't remember a movie where maybe like Jim Carrey or something, when he does like he does that face with like his hands, like when he's trying to think of something.
Yeah. But I love the scene, and the next scene too, where it's just like a random, I would say, ghost or demon just dancing randomly in front of the princess.
I guess it's supposed to be her dark side,
Mm-hmm.
because then like she's the light side. This was her other half or whatever.
Yeah.
And then once she starts mimicking the movements, then she turns into this.
Yep.
Which, this is the coolest look, I think.
I
for
love
her,
this
for
look.
the whole. Yeah, I like this was cool.
I love the transition of like how they made her like basically take over this demon or this like ghost, and
Yeah.
they did it like really, really subtle, but really like it blows up in your face that she becomes
Yeah.
the princess of darkness, I guess, or the queen of darkness.
Yeah.
And man, I feel like her makeup or her whole outfit looks even good today. Like they did that thing crazy nice.
It was cool. It was really cool.
But then I love this scene too because you see him break out through like a dimension or something, and freaking just his hand pops out. But what scares me the most is when his hoof like hits the floor. It just like hits the floor really hard and just shakes the screen a little bit. And I was like, oh man, I feel like
this is the first time you see him like fully, like his whole, like before it was just his face or in the dark or you could hear him talking. But this is the first time you see like the whole look of him.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And then I thought it was cool too. He comes out of a mirror. I don't know what the symbolism is, but for me it was like because they're looking into the mirror, and I think later he says like, I'm in all of you, like I'm the darkness in all of you. So that made sense to me why he came out of the mirror.
Yeah. And this scene where
cool, man.
I know this should be a painting or this should be like an art print or something. This like,
dude, I want to try and find like some art for this, or like maybe art. I need like a 24 by 36 movie poster of this. I think like that one that showed on IMDb was cool, or even if it's just more of him. Like I just love the way he looks, dude.
Oh, here you go. OG fan says it perfectly. Vanity is
yeah.
OG fan, you better freaking. I'll throw you a super chat. Hold on 1 second. Nah, let's like this scene right here. The whole get. Like he looks badass. Like he looks freaking good. And like you get a zoom in of his face, and I don't. What stands out for you the most? His eyes. His eyes. Yeah, his eyes.
The horns too, but like the triangle or the diamond around his eyes, like the bone structure or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the chin and everything. He looks really cool.
Yeah.
You know what he kind of looks like? This is referencing OG fans like comment earlier. A lot of movies probably got some inspiration from this because, like, you know, in the first Mask when the bad guy Killian, or what's that dude, Murphy Killian or Killian Murphy puts on
the mask, right?
Yeah. When the bad guy puts on the mask, he kind of looks like he has that same long chin and like the same like edged out bone structure or whatever.
The orbital bones.
Yeah.
I
just thought about that right now. Like it looked a lot like that, but. Yeah, dude, everything. The horn or his like vampire teeth or whatever too stand out a lot. He looked really good, man. I wonder how long of a process it was to get all that put on him.
For that type of stuff, it's like half a day. I heard 6 to 8 hours to put it on.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
I can't even see like the actor like Curry.
Yeah, I can't see him in it at all. Like even maybe in the eyes, I don't know, but like even the eyes look really good. Like I don't know if that's contacts or whatever it is, but it looks good.
You know what I love too? Like his facial features, he knew how to play with it because like his teeth showed up when it needed to show up. His like smile grew bigger because that's Curry's like smile. But he knew he probably practiced like a billion times in front of the mirror to get all these scenes like to perfection. Every scene looked good. Again, Ridley Scott. I don't know if it was Ridley Scott or the director of photography. Like they got these scenes nailed down perfect, man.
I like the whole aesthetic of his like layer here or whatever, like the fireplace with all the fallen angels and the cherubs, like they said, and like whatever that demon is on top. Like it's kind of like. I don't know. It looks really cool. I like
mythological and stuff.
Yeah.
It's his own
like
world.
heaven and hell kind of thing or something.
Yeah. But basically, he's like telling her, "I want you to be my wife," and this is where it kind of freaked me out a little bit. Where she was like, "I'll take you as my husband if I get to kill the unicorn myself," and I was like, "This is a little creepy," Like
she switched. She changed up real quick.
Yeah. So strong angular features are threatening to our inner fear.
Yeah.
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 All right, OG fan, if you want to replace Money Mendez,
Wow. Wow.
But
Recast.
yeah. But again, man, her makeup, her freaking, she's perfect too. I don't know if she's as good as this guy's like setup or setup or whatever. Like, but her outfit was, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that was cool. It
Yeah.
was really cool.
So at the same time, Tom Cruise is like, "Oh, you better not be touching my girl, my shawty." I loved it. Like, he couldn't do anything about it. He had to be patient. He had to, basically fighting the devil or a demon or whatever. And so they gather up and they're like, we got to get the light in here. Do they mention that yet? Do they have to get the light?
I think so, yeah. I think when he was talking to her, he mentioned something about, like, as long as there's a little light, or maybe when he was talking to his father the whole time, like, he mentioned, like, as long as there's a little light in the world, I'm still not at my full strength.
Yeah.
And I think he heard that or something, and that's when he gets the idea to get that plan together and get the light.
It was cool, man. Their idea was like so simple, but now they have to, gather together and get the light to that bottom layer. And this is where you see them freeing up this guy. And I don't know why they freed this guy. I don't think
that's when you see him again. Yeah, I was like, he's in a pie. They turned him into a pie or something.
Yeah, because he's surrounded by like lettuce, tomatoes, and some other stuff.
The thing that was funny is like he's screaming the whole time, and they're like, "Shut up! Like if you keep making noise, you're gonna wake up the guard." But then he continues to talk, and I was like, "Bro, he's making so much noise right now."
I would have punched him or something.
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, they get him back, and they're going forward with their plan of like getting these shields together, and they're gonna bounce the light off from the very top to the bottom layer. But at the same time, I love the scene because they throw these shields and they throw it perfectly where they catch them, and
yeah, he chucked it to him. Yeah, that was funny. And the whole time they're making noise, and these guards are fast asleep. I was like, what are these guards doing? Like, they were making a lot of noise right here, and the guards are just chilling. So,
yeah, and then this is where you find out Tom Cruise is, they're battling them. They have a battle scene here, and they got to get rid of the executioners now, and a lot of weird types of fighting here. It's just like they push them, they're like
all the little guys are like slapping him.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise is like kind of all he's doing is like dodging the axe that he's swinging at him the whole time. Yeah. This wasn't the best fight scene.
It wasn't. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was. This is probably like the least cool thing about it. Like the whole scene wasn't really anything until Tom Cruise like find that lever and he drops it and like drops hot water all over the one guy.
Yeah, the choreography wasn't the best in this thing.
Yeah. Not really.
So they now they're like, this is funny because they gathered up this guy and they're like, he's like, I want to volunteer to go to the top. Like, I don't want to let you guys down, and I'll be very happy or very gracious if you guys let me go help you with this.
Yeah.
This is a guy that he volunteers to take care of this. So they prop him up. Basically, what he's going to do, he's going to stay at the top, and when they need him, they're going to reflect the light from the sun when it comes back up, and that's what they're doing here. But yeah, like you said, like half of his arm of this guy is human or a dwarf.
That's when I noticed the one hand was normal. I think it was this scene.
Yep. And then again, man, this freaking like 5 minutes or I think 7 minutes, however long it is, I was like, this is stealing the freaking show, man. This is so cool.
He's definitely the coolest part.
Yeah.
Like any scene with him is really cool. It's one of the better parts of the movie.
Her too. Like she looks evil. She looks like, and she doesn't have any of those demonic features like this guy has. She just like looks,
Yeah, she switched up.
Yeah.
Like she did a good job of being like super innocent, and then once she switched up, like she just looks dark. Like I wouldn't say like bad, but she just looks like crazy, maybe, or just dark, I guess.
Yeah. And yeah, they're basically now going through each layer, and they're freaking getting these shields to reflect the light all together. And yeah, and this is where she goes like, "Let me kill." This is where she says this, right? Like, "Let me kill
Yeah,
let me kill the unicorn, and I'll marry you, or I'll be your wife," or something like that.
yeah. And then he does that crazy laugh, that
Y-
deep laugh.
It's good, man. Like
Yeah.
everything about this, like it can't. Well, I'll say at the end. Man, I feel like they got to do another new statue for this thing.
Dude, it would be cool, man.
They have a bust and they have a statue of it too, but
I did see the bust. I did see that. I know. I've seen the statue for sure. I've never seen either of them in person, but I knew that it existed.
yeah, I haven't seen them in person either. I honestly didn't. I thought it was cool, but I didn't bother with it. I honestly thought this was like something from Jack Black's. What does he do? He does like a rock band. I thought I saw a demon.
Oh, like a Tenacious D kind
Yeah, Tenacious D thing. I thought that's what
funny.
it was. And then like yeah, again they're looking in and they're like, we need to like get together and come to find the unicorns down there. I completely forgot they brought down the unicorn. And the
Yeah.
unicorn's gonna be sacrificed. And look at him, man. He looks so badass.
He's definitely hitting arms. His arms were huge.
Yeah, he was Yolk. That's like
Yeah.
uh
And it looked good too. Like, I didn't even look up like if they had a body double or if that was like just costuming, but it looked like real. It looked like real someone's arm or whatever, you know?
yeah, they did great, man. Cab says, I've never watched this. People always telling me it's a mid movie. We're almost there, Cab. I would say check it out.
Yeah.
Not to spoil anything. But yeah, so what he's doing here, he is offering this unicorn to his dad. Like, here, dad, this is for you. And yeah, and then the unicorn's like all tied up. And then like this is where the girl gets the sword, right? The princess gets the sword, and it looks like she's gonna like cut off the
Chop
horn.
off the head or something?
Yeah. But instead of chopping off the head or the unicorn, she chops off the chain.
Yeah.
And that's where up to that point, I thought she was a bad guy.
The whole time,
yeah.
the whole time, Malcolm in the Middle is telling Jack to shoot her. He's like, "See, she's gonna kill the unicorn, man."
Yeah.
He's like, "You gotta take her out," and he's like, "No, I can't.
I trust her.
Yeah, he's like, "I trust you. I trust you," and she does that.
Yeah. I honestly, to that point, like I'm glad I didn't see this when I was younger, because I was like, dang, she is evil, man. She's gonna cut this unicorn, like, up to this point, and then like Jack's not gonna do nothing about it. They got me good, man. I was like, she is evil. But yeah, like we said, she chops off the chain, sets free the unicorn, and then Jack comes to, they freaking arrow the crap out of the darkness. They shoot him in the chest. They shoot him. I saw some
through
like,
the neck or something, right?
Yeah, the back of the neck right here.
Yeah.
They shoot him good, and like he doesn't go down. So they keep fighting him. I'm telling you, man, these scenes are like these stills, like from a movie like this.
Oh, you got a dick pic of Jack right here? What the hell?
Look higher. That's where I'm looking.
Look higher. Look higher. Jeez.
But oh man, like it's really cool. And then like, you find out this guy's sleeping.
Yeah, he's still up there.
Yeah. So she's like, wake up, we gotta help him, And so they get together, freaking set it up. Look how evil he looks, man. I love this stuff. This looks really good. He's like going after Jack. He's like, that's all you got. Like, you're in my world right now, or you're in my lair. This is my lair. You can't do anything down here. And this is where he look at that. That looks so cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool.
This doesn't feel like it's 1985. This looks like freaking new.
I think it's because of that, like we were saying, like all the practical effects and all the makeup and actual props and scenes and everything, like that helps to trick your mind into believing it's real, like in a way that CGI can't do. Like CGI and AI and all that stuff is getting crazy today to where it looks insane.
Mhm.
But there's still something about practical looking things that like really stand out.
Yeah. And this is exactly what Mitchell Lawrence says, like, "Don't you know me, boy?" And then like he's being like a little
I
bad.
like when he said it's like when Jack first pops up to fight him and he says something like, "Who's this little boy?" Or he says something like that. I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, what do we have here? A
Yeah,
little
little boy. Yeah. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, practical effects are timeless. CGI is dated.
Yeah.
If this was done today, it will all be overdone and fake.
Yeah. It would be different. I think it would still be cool, but in a different way. Like, there's nothing. Like, we lost some of this nowadays, which is what makes it so special. But, like, I mean, I still love,
Look,
like, Avatar. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Avatar is insane, you know? So it's like, yeah.
But look how beautiful this is. This is like all.
I think this is. We'll get to the final thoughts, but I agree with that. Like, I'll mention in my final thoughts, but yeah, it's crazy. Like, everything is looking crazy.
Yeah, so we're getting towards the end, and like, yeah, the unicorn gets free, and Jack does the final blow on him, and like the sun, he gets the final blow on him, like cutting him down and everything. But then like the sun also, the light is reflecting from the sun.
He stabs him.
Yeah, he stabs him
Right? With the in the gut with like the unicorn horn.
Yep. And then like this is like you see the void here basically. This is where the darkness like falls into, and then I don't know if he dies. That's the biggest thing. I don't think he dies. I think he just falls back.
Well, he goes back there and then like stars like burst. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it had that feeling of like when the big chap gets like thrown out into space. It had that same kind of feeling, same director, so that was cool.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Yeah, and then you find out they're going back, and he goes back and saves her, man. Gives her that little kissy kisses, and like
And he
gives
gets
her
the ring.
Well, yeah, then he gives her his unicorn, and
Wow.
then more like kisses. And then everyone, I don't know, I didn't get this part because like he decides to. This guy tells him like, if you're gonna go back with her, don't forget about us. I didn't understand that. Like,
I'm guessing because of that thing where like he was raised in the forest, but maybe because he's getting with her now, like he's gonna go live in the castle she lives in, or wherever she's a princess at. I guess like
New York.
He might be king now or something. I don't know.
That could be. Yeah, and this is where you get. I don't know why I didn't get a picture of her. She says goodbye too, but this I mean the movie right here. They live happily ever after. Like they fought and everything, and the light is back. But I didn't get that scene too because at the end of this movie, the darkness comes back on screen and he starts laughing randomly.
Yeah.
So it's like in the beginning he said like I'm a small part of everybody or of everything. So.
Because they mentioned, we didn't talk about it, but it opens up with like the whole plot to the story. It's like that where it opens up with the words and everything, and it's like they're battling the light and the dark, and they come to realize like you can't live without either. Like in order to have balance, you need both, and so they're finding that out.
I like the way OG Fan articulated it. The manifestation of darkness was I'm kidding, was released back in the void. We are stardust after all, but darkness is always able to creep back in. But exactly what Eddie said. So too late.
He just worded it better.
Yeah. Bingo, yin and yang.
Yeah.
So like you said, we are going to get into our score and our final thoughts. Eddie, do you want to go first, or I could go first, whichever?
Yeah. Well, I'll just say like how Cab said like this movie was mid, or people told him it's mid. It's not like Oppenheimer or something. You know what I mean? Like with like a really like invested story. It's more of like I feel like you watch this more for the character creation and like all of everything that's happening on screen. Like it's just a lot cool to look at, and then like the cool characters and the creatures, and like it's more about that. And the music is really good. Like everything that you're hearing the entire time sounds really good. So it's more about that than it is like if you're going into this thinking like even like we said, Labyrinth didn't have that great of a story that they tied in at the end, but even that one has more of a story than this does. Like this is more about everything that's going on the screen, you know. So that's what I get from it. But for me, it's like I don't know. It's hard to grade these because I love all of them. Like, oh yeah, the Rotten Bananas. I'll give it 4 out of 5 bananas. 4 out of 5 bananas. But only because, like, yeah, if you really break it down and be like, well, the movie story is like, it's not a story. It's like, yeah, but I don't know that it was ever meant to be that. You know, it's more of just like something cool to look at on screen and like fantasy. Like this is fantasy and sci-fi at its core, you know. So it's more about that than it is like something crazy going on, you know. But I love this movie.
4 out of 5. That's a good score, I think. Like, I fall in the same boat where I didn't watch this movie back when I was a kid. I've known about it forever. Like, I've heard about it forever. I just never follow along because I thought Tom Cruise, like, it's gonna be a whack movie, you know?
Wow, you're not a Tom Cruise guy?
I like Tom Cruise. It was just like a weird time or a weird movie I thought for Tom Cruise to be in, like a fantasy.
It's definitely
movie.
different. I feel like the only other like kind of sci-fi movie. Well, you did War of the Worlds, but that's not like this is like fantasy.
Yeah, very fantasy.
Yeah.
But the whole movie overall, I give it like a 9 out of 10 or a B plus.
That's. I feel like if I give it 5 or a 10 out of 10, it feels wrong because like it, you know, it does have its thing, you know, where it's like it's not the best story, but at the same time, it's like it's a really cool old school movie that you should check out. So it's like I want to give it a high score, but at the same time, you know, it's hard to decide sometimes on that stuff.
The biggest thing for me, like I think we spoke about it through the whole review, is just like it just keeps getting better and better, and like you get the character development is just one thing I did not see there. So for me, it was like I wish I knew more about this guy,
or her, where she came from. Yeah,
I wish I knew about like what world they're in, and I wish I knew what the void was. You know exactly. But it just throws you in the middle, and I do like it for that, but I wish I knew those things.
Think about it, like the way Ridley Scott did Aliens, like if he could have really fleshed out this first movie, man, we could have seen like a trilogy here with like, because all the characters have that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's interest there, right? There's more,
or even like, Willow back in the day, like it had a show come out, like you could see a Netflix show or something come out.
I didn't like it.
The Netflix show wasn't good.
Yeah, I didn't like the show. I'm sorry.
But I'm saying like it feels like you could continue the story, you know.
Big shout out to OG Fan, $2 super chat. That's why Eddie and Money, you're awesome. CB. Thanks, man. The OG Fan, if you ever want to join in, man, just let us know, man. Like always open to letting you or anybody join. But thanks for the super chat, man. Now, Money Mendez, to see how good you are judging movies, how many Rotten Bananas would you give The Wailing?
The Wailing. I haven't seen The Wailing.
Do not watch that movie.
Like, that was the one that you guys were talking about, huh?
That's the one this guy brought up.
Oh, damn.
No one in the panel liked it. We told Cap to join us in one of the streams, and he still hasn't. So.
Dang, Cap.
Mitchell Lawrence says, I watched it in my childhood and still love it. 4 out of 5 for
me. It's great, dude.
So like I love the whole. I could see why there's a lore for it. You know, people loving it so much. I want to say I want to follow up on it. Like I want to see if there's books about it, if like there's things about like there's backstory to it. But I really liked it. Would you like there to be a sequel or a prequel to this today?
I don't know. That's hard to say. Like my love for it makes me like think it would be so cool if they did, but then the way things come out now is kind of like
they'll kill it.
Yeah, like you said with the Willow one, like that show was not good.
Yeah.
So and I was so excited because I love Willow, so I was so excited to see that, and that was not good. The Ring of Power show was like whatever. It was okay. It was better than Willow, but it was okay. And then like there's just you see a lot of that now where they're making sequels or remakes and they're just not
living up
it's not
to
as good. Yeah. So,
I
don't know if it was done really well. If Ridley Scott was still attached to it and he, you know, someone who cared about it being holding up, then yeah, maybe I would like to see it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, no, leave the past in the past. I wish somebody would come up with
Yeah.
a neutral star. That's true too. So we always ended this whole review. Well, Money, thanks for joining in that thing. I know it
Thanks
wasn't.
for picking that one.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, Steve is gonna waste his pick, man. I'm gonna feel bad for him, like, because I like that movie a lot, man.
it was actually Nelson Ortega that picked this one, and we went off the chat. So I was happy to like let it go, but that's how we always end it. What movie is next?
It's funny because I always feel bad because I'm like, Steve isn't gonna like my pick.
Come on, man.
Mitchell Lawrence commented what I wanted to pick, so this last comment.
They did the same to Dark Crystal.
Yeah. So I was like, let's stay on the practical effects, the Jim Henderson and the like 80s movies. You can switch it up next week if you want to. I don't care.
Wow, this looks crazy.
Was
I've never seen this.
Oh, that's even better, dude. I like this one more than Labyrinth. So dude, it's really cool, really creepy. It's by the same maker, or like what, I don't know if Jim Henderson directed or if he just like does the whole like practical puppets and everything for it, but so this one is like Labyrinth, but it's different because there's no live action like there's no human actors in this. It's all practical effects and like puppets and animatronics and everything. So the reason Mitchell said they came out with The Age of the Resistance, which is like a prequel to The Dark Crystal, and that was on Netflix, but that one I thought was really good. I thought that stayed true to the characters, to the story, even though it's all different characters because it's prequel. Like it's none of the same characters, except for maybe these guys, the evil guys or the Skeksis. But yeah, I thought that remake or sequel, whatever you want to call it, was done well. But I think you're gonna like this. If you liked Labyrinth, this story has a really good story. Like, I think it's the best story out of all these old ones that we're going back to watch. Like, this one has a really good story behind it.
Okay, so just to double check, because it looks like there's different variations of it. 1982, does that seem right to you or sound right to you?
Yeah.
1982? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did Netflix cancel Dark Crystal? Uh-oh.
That was yeah, I don't know why. I guess it didn't do well, but like, dude, it's good. If you were a fan of the Dark Crystal, go back and watch the Age of Resistance on Netflix. I thought it was really good, and it's still, I guess Jim Henderson passed away, but they have like the Jim Henderson like group or whatever, and it's ran by like, I think it's his daughter or family. It's ran by family, whatever, and that same group made the remake for Netflix, or the prequel for Netflix. So to me, it still came out really good. But
I got to see that guy's, what's his name? Jim what?
Henderson?
Yeah, I think he has like a museum up in New York.
Dude,
I
would love to go there.
It's cool, man. They have everything you could think of there, like the Muppet Babies. I've seen these characters in that museum, and it's like,
yeah, he did Fraggle Rock, dinosaurs, a lot of like that old school puppet looking stuff he did. But I was thinking this, like we were talking about Weta with Labyrinth. I think Weta would make some cool legend stuff if they got that legend. Like even if Weta did like a little darkness, like it wasn't quarter scale or whatever, just whatever scale. I think they do 1/6, because 1/6 darkness would still be huge, I think.
Yeah.
But did you want to pull up that Sideshow one before we end, just to see what it looks like, and then?
Nah, let's get out of here.
Wow.
No, I'll get it right now. Sideshow Darkness, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of them actually. So let me present, share screen. So this is for the statue, guys. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hopefully nothing bad comes up, but we'll see.
Wow. Yeah, the bust. I don't think I ever saw the bust. That's sick.
Yeah, the bust looks badass.
Would you rather have the bust or the scale? I almost would have rather have the bust, just because it's just his head.
Wow, look at that.
And they did like a, dang, that's crazy.
I know.
A variant? That's sick.
I like that variant a little bit more.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't even know that existed. That's crazy.
I never knew a variant. Look at that. I was like, it's big ass crap.
Dude,
Ooh,
yeah, that's huge.
that was so cool.
The first time I knew this existed was the man of human strength or unimaginable strength. You know, the guy, he did it. He had it on one of his tours because he has the statue. And I was like, oh shoot, I didn't even know that existed.
Here's that one right here.
That's crazy, man.
So you would get a bus over this thing?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know because now I'm looking at him like it's sick. But I think the coolest part about him is his face.
It's his face.
So like, maybe. This would be one of those ones. You know how people like Ark and stuff, they like to pair the bust with the statue. I feel like this would be one of those ones where it would be cool to do stuff like that.
To get both, yeah, that would be cool. I would say I would hunt down this this portrait, but I have no space. I would love to get this guy, but even if they gave this to me for free, like I'd had no space, because like I don't know if I could say it. He's the best part of the movie.
No, I agree. He's definitely the coolest part of the movie.
Yeah.
The depth is probably crazy on that with the horns. It's probably insane.
Am I looking at this?
Two?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Am I looking at this
two
right?
different ones.
Yeah. That looks cool too.
Yeah.
He's not doing too well, so like I see him at Comic-Con sometimes.
Yeah, he has like, does he have like dementia or he's something? He has some health issues, I think.
Yeah, like when I had a chance to get Frank Miller's autograph, but I could not do it with him. You know, I got to see him in person and everything, but he wasn't doing too well, and I couldn't do it to him. Even though a billion other people were doing it in front of me. I was like,
I think he was supposed to be. So we have these things called Monster Palooza, which is like a horror con.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was supposed to be at one of the ones that I was helping one of the booths at, and I think he canceled because of his health.
Oh,
like something was going on.
Yeah.
He couldn't make it. But everybody was excited. I think the only, like him, people get crazy excited when he's there and when Wes Craven is there.
Ooh,
like those two guys, whenever they're at the Monster Palooza, man, they freak out.
There's a video on this thing.
A review?
Yeah, you want to check it out real quick?
Yeah.
Dang, look at that thing.
Is that a half scale? So it's like more bigger than a half scale?
It looks
like the Sideshow half scale one.
The Iron Man?
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
I kind of want to get it.
Dude, I would love to have this. There's no 1/6 scale figures of this at all. Like, I think that the only things that exist are these two busts or three busts, and then the PCS statue, and that's it. You know.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go for an art print. I'm gonna skip over.
Yeah,
that.
I think I'm gonna get. I would love to have a 24 by 36, because I have like a lot of movie prints in that scale, or in that size, and I would like to find one of this.
Yeah. Well, there we go, man. So we are an hour and 20 minutes. It's such a good movie that like I could talk about it a little bit more. Like, I do not like really. I don't know if you want to get out of here or
no. Cool.
So Tom Cruise didn't stick out to me in this movie. Like he was a cool character. He did his thing, but Tom Cruise didn't elevate this movie. Like
he's just there.
Cruise. He's just there. It could have been. I don't want to say it could have been anybody, but
it almost could have been.
Tim Curry freaking blew this movie up. Blew it up.
I think Tom Cruise had a whimsical look to him when he was a young kid like that. So I think like that helps for him being the actor chosen to be like the nature boy kind of thing. But like, yeah, I get what you're saying, and I agree. Like the standouts is the costuming, and then the darkness, and like the look of everything, and the unicorns and everything. Even the unicorns were done really well. Like the way that the horn was designed and everything looked good, and yeah, they were cool, man.
I did. Sorry, go ahead.
I always liked I think I like unicorns because I love Hercules, and Hercules has Pegasus. I know it's a different kind of a horse, but like, it always seems cool to me, you know.
I like the one scene where the Tom Cruise goes up to the unicorn and goes like, "Hey, I apologize. Like, you know, I didn't know. I really I'm like." But then you see the unicorn like all lit up. It's like white and it's shining. It's like
Yeah.
it looked majestic in that scene.
Yeah.
But OG fan says NECA did one.
Oh, McFarlane.
Have you seen this?
This looks. No, I never seen this, but that's cool. I didn't know that existed.
Maybe we could go for this, man.
Yeah, 200. Well, I guess 200 is gonna be better than the bust or the statue.
Yeah. Look at that. That was pretty cool.
Oh, he's got the horn too. That's cool. He had a sword. He did have a sword, huh? He was swinging it at He was when he was fighting Tom Cruise. That's right.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, man.
Pegasus and unicorns are bros for sure.
Bros.
That's funny. All right, man. Let's get out of here. So next week, what's the movie called again?
Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal. These movies are surprising me, man. I was gonna go with like some other movie, but I'm glad we're going down.
We've done. We did 20. The one you picked before Labyrinth. What was the name of that one again? With
16 blocks.
Yeah, so we did 16 blocks. And Labyrinth and Legend and Dark Crystal are all kind of in the same vein, like the same kind of movie. So after Dark Crystal, if you want to get us into a different era or a different style of movie,
yeah.
say we switch it up.
Yeah, we could do that. Go back to funny movies or something like that.
Or whatever.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We got a whole 2 weeks. Eddie, let's get out of here. I know you don't like promoting stuff. I don't like promoting stuff either. So if you want to promote something, we've got 10 people here still. So you don't really like these movie ones are getting a lot of views. Like I would think
Really?
20 or 30 views. They're getting like 100, 200, whatever. It's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm glad because I have fun doing them. It's nice to talk about something that's not a hot toy or a statue.
Or a statue, yeah.
Or the same thing that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
Like new movies, or it's nice to go back and talk about the older stuff. So
I think so too. Let's get out of here, man. Freaking thanks again, man, and look forward to next week.
later.
Big shout out to OG fan, Mitchell Lawrence, Fear Comp Pop Pop, Mr. Kennedy. You guys are the new Cisco. You know who those guys are yet?
Do you do? Oh, I didn't go watch any videos, but I remember someone mentioned it. Yeah.
Check them out. All right, guys. Have a good night. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.